Good morning, Denver. I want to take a moment to talk to you about something that's really important if you are in the market for a new house right now. If you're buying, if you're working with a realtor already, this is worth listening to, even if you're not working with me. And it has to do with wire fraud. Wire fraud has become rampant in our industry, unfortunately. And if you get an email from me, if you get an email from another real estate agent, or from a title company, you might see something below the signature line that says, as mine does, warning, wire fraud advisory. Wire fraud and email hacking and phishing attacks are on the increase. If you have an escrow or closing transaction with us and you receive an email containing wire fraud instructions, do not respond to the email. Instead, call your escrow officer slash closer immediately using previously known contact information and not information provided in the email you've received in order to verify the information prior to sending funds. Now, I want to say a couple of things about this. Back at the beginning of the year, February or March, I think it was, I closed on a condo with a very young man. He was only about 20 years old. He decided to buy a condo. He was a first time buyer. He hadn't been through the experience of purchasing real estate before, but he had excellent credit. He had more than adequate funds for his down payment. His parents loaned him over $50,000 that he was able to put down on this modestly priced condo, which is great. What wasn't cool was that somebody somehow knew that he was going to be closing on his condo pretty soon. They knew somehow the amount of his down payment. Somebody must have either hacked his email, my email, or the title company email. I think it was actually probably not mine, but somebody knew just about the exact amount of his down payment, which is scary. And they sent him an email that looked like it came from the title company that we were actually using, right down to the logos, and said, send us your money tonight or the deal will not close and you will lose out on the purchase of your condo. Well, there are a couple of things about that. The title company is not going to send you a demand for money. Send it now or you're going to lose out. You're going to be up the creek. They don't work that way. At least not the reputable title companies, not the guys I work with. And so fortunately, my client did the right thing. Well, he almost did the right thing. He contacted his dad to say, "Hey, is this legit?" His dad contacted me. I said, "This doesn't sound right. Do not, under any circumstances, wire any money until I get to the bottom of this." And so I called our title rep, and she said, "No, we don't actually even know the exact amount of cash that he's going to need at closing yet." And so I contacted the client. I called his dad back. I let them know this is an attempt to steal your money. And it really would stink if this poor kid had actually gone ahead and wired the funds, because it might be going to Africa, it might be going to Eastern Europe, it might be going to Russia. Uh, the money might land in an account someplace where we can't get it back for you. And then you're out those funds. You're probably not going to close, actually. So I just want to send that out there. I want everybody to be aware wire fraud happens. It almost happened to one of my own clients, and I just want to warn everybody, please, please make sure that when you receive wiring instructions from your title company, that you know that this is, in fact, the title company saying, yes, we're clear to close. Here's the amount that you're going to need for closing. I actually recommend, if at all possible, most title companies will let you do this. Ask to bring a cashier's check, a bank check to closing rather than wiring the funds, if at all possible. If you do wire funds, be absolutely certain that you know who you're talking to, who you're sending the money to. And if you're ever in doubt, call your realtor, call the title company. Just make sure that this is a legitimate request. Bradley Cook, HomeSmart Cherry Creek, and happy house hunting, Denver.